at 9 o'clock or either at 5 o'clock. Either one of those.
I say, yeah, we got to end that motherfucker by 9 a.m.
I saw this man. He lived on a golf course, and every time a ball come in his yard, he lay down next to it. You should have seen this dude. These people going crazy.
I think I seen it. It was on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, he was pretending like he got knocked out?
Yeah.
I seen that.
Y'all talking about that fight?
Hey, Tank lost that fight. I don't know. It ain't on the rundown. We can talk about it now since we ain't started. Tank lost that fight.
They said so. What is that? What is the technology thing? What does that got to do with anything? Because I didn't watch it. I was
technology thing.
They said like they were saying like what the decision made that was like there was a technical error or something like that.
Well, Tank took a knee. And
they didn't mark it as a knockdown.
And it was what's crazy is the ref started counting. I don't know if you noticed a little bit. Went back and watched. He was counting at first, and Roach was like, "Keep counting. What you stop counting for?" But he was confused. Like the ref didn't know what was going. Like he didn't know what to do.
Everybody was confused. Everybody.
Yeah, they were.
Like, what the hell was that?
He definitely lost that fight though.
Right, and for it to be a draw, that's a 10-8 round. Roach would have won the fight had that been called differently.
Yeah, but so we know why they called it a draw, so that way they could do it again and make more money.
Absolutely. And he could hold on to that. And the thing about it was, Davis told him in the 12th round. He told him, he said, "You're not gonna win this fight. Like you're not gonna win."
Was it entertaining? Was it entertaining?
It was. It was very entertaining. It was a good fight.
Good ass fight.
Yeah,
I missed the good one.
Yeah, you can go back and watch it. I can't wait to watch too.
Tank landed a lot of power shots, but Roach had more counters and jabs and straights. So it was a really good fight.
Usually
it started off slow though, like Tank fight.
But Tank always does, yeah.
Yep.
Usually and people try to stay away from Tank, and dude was fighting Tank. That's what made it a good fight. Like people were scared of Tank's power, but he was in there right there with him. He just didn't have no power to knock him out.
And as a matter of fact, Tank did not hurt him, but he hurt Tank. He hit Tank.
I will say this, Shelton, I don't disagree. But if you look at their faces after the fight, Roach looked like he took more damage than Tank did.
Tank got more power than him, yeah. Tank was hitting his ass, but dude was hitting him too. He just don't have no power. Cameron said it was because he came out with Jim Jones. That's why he lost.
Man, Swaggy B said that. He talking about Jim Jones came out there with a blanket on like he was cold.
They said it looked like an evil painter in this.
Man, I already knew people was gonna make that.
They was clowning.
Tank lost. I already knew they was gonna blame him.
What song he come out? Don't say he came out to balling.
No.
That was another thing. What was it?
I think it was Who Said Anthem.
Swaggy P said they came out to a song that I ain't never heard of.
Why? Actually, you know what? It wasn't Dipset. I don't know what the fuck that was, bro.
Yeah, he said he never heard. He said
it must have been something off his new album because he just dropped.
No. That's old school. That's old school.
Yeah. And his teeth. He said his teeth fell out. He said Jules' teeth fell out. He had to push him back in. Man, he was clowning.
My thing is like, man, Jim Jones, like he be how you diss Dipset, but you be the main. He's like the main.
He don't diss Dipset. Him and Cam have issues.
If you dissing Cameron, you dissing Dipset.
Yeah,
nah, because
in Jim mind, he is Dipset. In Jim mind,
that's the argument we needed. That who is the face of Dipset? Is it Cameron or is it Jim Jones?
It should be Cameron, but Jim Jones feel like it's him.
That's a
Jim Jones feel like he.
I was gonna say FIFA. What the streets say FIFA? What do they say? Because I feel like
everybody say Cam, but
it's definitely Cam.
Yeah.
How could it's got to be Cam?
All right. Well, let us go ahead and start the show. Oh shit! I uploaded. All right, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Fuck.
Damn, Ken, I thought we was gonna have a smooth transition, my boy.
We were, yeah. Sorry, I uploaded one thing I needed, and I gotta.
Hey, we
get the people.
We starting with WWE and John Cena heel turn.
Man.
So look, since I know this is not on the rundown, how y'all feel about Kyrie and the Dallas
Mavericks?
I'm gonna
start with that.
You know that,
I'm gonna start with
that's so we can't
yeah.
forget that.
Yeah.
We'll
Because that's breaking news. So we'll start with that one.
Okay,
first.
well, you good, Kev? Because
I got what I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the show started. I was actually looking to see, checking for one more thing, but we're going to get started. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we have Shelton, Spike, Nick, and Fo. What up, y'all?
What's going on?
What up, though?
Chilling. All right. So everybody watching, please hit the thumbs up button to let everybody know that we're live. If you're not a member yet, you can join us at youtube.com/deadendsports, or you can click the icon next to that super chat button. So we got a packed show for you guys. A lot of things to talk about, including breaking news with Kyrie, which we will get into in just a sec. But as usual, or not as usual, but hopefully as usual, we're going to start off the show with the best thing that happened last week. And I'm up. I got it. I'm going to talk about LeBron James, bro. Spike.
Oh, shit.
No, not Spike. Shelton. This is for you after you tried to downplay this man's career and everything this man has done. All he does is go out and just show out over and over and over again at the age of 40. At the age of 40. And this wasn't even last week. This was the week before. But he put up 40 points. He had 8 rebounds, 4 assists. But last week, he was still just as stellar as can be at the age of 40, where he had a 33-point, 17 rebound, and 6 assist game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. On top of that, LeBron James was also named the player of the week. The Western Conference play. No. I got that wrong. I'm sorry. The Western Conference player of the month. This just happened. And saw data, a stat that said he is also averaging damn near the same number of points, rebounds, and assists. Some are even higher than his MVP season. So Shelton, the best performance of the week was the guy you came in on and shitted on all in your own watch segment. And all he did was go out and become the Western Conference player of the month.
Right.
LeBron James.
Let's keep watching.
Sheldon gonna say that's the motivation speaker. That's what he motivated him to be.
Absolutely. Nick, you know he was watching. You know he was.
Hey, man,
thank you, Brian. You owe me.
Okay. All right. Anyway, man, that's looking nice up there too. Yeah, that man, Jalen cooking, bro. He working some magic.
Let's go, Doc.
All right, man. So we're going to break the show outline because we just had breaking news that happened today. So we're gonna jump to this first before we get into the regular show format or news stories. But Kyrie out with the ACL injury. He was hurt last night, and typical Kyrie stuff, tried to emulate Kobe, came back, shot the free throws, and went back, and that was that. Everybody showed love and respect for him. Luka did, and LeBron as well. They still close with him. So thoughts on what happened to Kyrie?
I think it's more so what's happening to the Dallas Mavericks fan base. Not only did they trade their best player, the player that they got in return got hurt in his debut. Their best player still left on the roster, Kyrie, got hurt, and a whole bunch of their supporting staff got hurt. And not only that, to add insult to injury, they upped the ticket prices for season ticket holders next season. So Ken, this is a bigger blow in my opinion than just Kyrie. Obviously, Kyrie's one of my favorite guys. Hate to see this happen to him, especially when I saw the replay. Again, non-contact injury, man, and you saw the way his knee bent back. At first, I was hoping it was just a hyperextension. Obviously, we got the news today it was an ACL, but this is just bad for the entire fan base, and my heart goes out to the Dallas.
Your heart don't ever go out to the Cowboys, fan.
They delusional. They delusional.
Get out of here. I think it's funny that I've seen this GM's Nico, what's his name? Harrison. I've seen his name mentioned a lot more than I have for any other GM that has had a lot of fuck ups, and I think that's crazy. We seen what's your man name in Philly, FIFO?
Daryl
Morey. Like they had the whole thing where he could have had Boston's lineup in Philly. Like he could have had Jason Tatum, he could have had Jaylen Brown, he could have had all these people, but I don't really see him drugged through the mud like I'm seeing Nico being drugged through the mud.
Because I think that was Sam Hinkie that made those.
Okay, so I'm wrong about that. I just my perspective on it is it's really interesting how they're putting all of the blame on Nico. In our group chat on social media, like he's the one getting all of the blame, and I don't know if that's necessarily fair.
Who deserves it then, Luke?
I mean, it's bad luck, bro. It's bad luck, man. Like, damn, shit happens, man. Goddamn.
That's not luck. That's not luck.
Nah, so the wise words of the Red Foreman from That 70 Show said, "You don't have bad luck. You just a dumbass." I think that's what. Now, I mean, look, if they win a title, there's still a chance they could win a title next year. You know what I'm saying? Then we don't worry about none of this. But outside of that, this is arguably probably going to go down as the worst trade in NBA history. Probably damn near top 10 in sports history, if it's going the way it is. Because the Lakers are we're gonna get to the Lakers talk, but they're moving in a different trajectory since the trade, and the Mavs just keep getting hit with unfortunate events. However you want to classify it as far as bad luck or whatever, it's unfortunate nonetheless. And I think Nick Wright said this on First Things First. Like, this is like a franchise breaking kind of thing. Like, I don't see how, like, over the next 10 years, how do they recover from this? Unless they get like another top 3 pick that ends up being like Luka. But like, how many Lukas are coming through the NBA lately?
None.
So I feel sorry for Kyrie because I mean, it's crazy. Like, we looking at the NBA right now. Kyrie's an old head. Like, he ain't got that many years left, especially with the way his body is right now. Him and AD, like this may be it for Kyrie. This may be his last team. Not saying this is his last season, but this may be the last team that like he's going to be on, where he's actually a focal point. And this season is wasted. Next season, I don't know what that'll be, but he'll be recovering still. AD is AD, so I don't really, y'all know how I feel about AD. I give a fuck about him. But yeah, I just don't know for Dallas. I don't know where they go from here. That's the sad part.
Well, Nick, just real quick, like, this trade is short term for long term. And the Dallas Mavericks can justify their decision if in the next, not including this season, next 2 seasons, they win a championship. They win a championship, then it is what it is, right? Like, that's the reason why they made this move. But we know long term this is not a good move because, like you said, Kyrie's older, AD is brittle and older, so they have to win in the next 2 years. If they don't, then this is one of the worst.
Go ahead,
Shut because you may say the same thing I'm about to say.
I was just gonna say long term, short term. There's no good parts to this. There's no way you can say anything is good about it because they're not going to win a championship. We know that. We know that they ain't winning no championship. And you traded away your future. You traded away your box office. That was ticket. The only reason people come to Dallas games was to watch Luka. That's it. As nice as we know Kyrie nice. We love Kyrie, but they not coming to see Kyrie. They coming to see Luka. That's why people still were at Mavs games. That's why you have probably 40 to 50% of the fans that they have are Luka fans. They're not Mavs fans. They're Luka fans. You don't trade that away just for pennies on the dollar. You don't trade it away unless there's a reason for trading it. And there was none. That's why you can't convince me that it wasn't collusion. You just cannot convince me.
That was the reason. They didn't want to pay him.
there's no way. There's no way with the amount of value Luka adds to that franchise. There's no way you wouldn't want to pay him, and there's no way you're going to make up the excuse that his injuries or his weight.
If you just don't
none
feel like
of
he's
that
a
stuff.
franchise player. They don't.
You were just in the finals. Why would they not be? If he just led them to the finals and drug that team to the finals at that, you can't say he wasn't that.
They didn't feel like his personality meshed with their organization.
You cannot.
I'm not saying it's right, but there is a perspective that they had as to where I'm not giving this dude $350 million or whatever it's going to be.
We need to mesh our personalities to him if he led us to the finals.
But Shelton, I think that what Spike is saying does have some credence to it when we're seeing these salaries balloon into the $300-500 million. Like in the next 5-6 years, like these contracts will be $500 million.
Yeah, it'll be $500.
So I feel like when we're starting to talk that type of money, microscope. And if you don't fit every single thing that I want from you, regardless of what it is, Shelton, I feel you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah. I'm just saying that the money dictates these type of moves. And here's the thing: we know this about this generation or the younger generation that's coming up. They don't want it as much as the older generation, right? Usain Bolt was just on Justin Gatlin's podcast. It's just a mentality. Yeah. Oh, not just it's not who's the sprinter? Justin
Noah Justin Gatlin.
Right, it's Justin Gatlin. Yeah.
Go ahead and finish your point so we can move on.
They at the end of the day, the money is going to dictate a lot, and we're going to see more moves like this in the future because of the money.
You think you think Ohtani would have gotten traded in baseball? If
Ohtani doesn't
like
Luka,
yeah. Well, at the end of the day, look, everybody knows this is a bad trade, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
So there's no need. Like, I'm just amazed at the results of what's been going on. Like, it's going to make Nico Harrison look like an absolute fool, especially as the Lakers continue to do what they're doing. The Los Angeles Lakers right now are red hot. They are currently on a 6-game winning streak. Luka's out there doing what Luka does. And these victories out of the 6 games that they've won are over Denver, Minnesota, and of course Dallas. And right now they are tied with Denver for the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. The interesting thing I heard is that there's a 1-game difference between from 2nd to 6th or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a very, very tight race.
Yeah, exactly. But the West is trash.
Yeah, no, I think that makes it.
That is trash.
That's neither here nor there. Nah, don't fall for that, y'all. Stay focused. But anyway, yeah, the Lakers are now tied for the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So the question is, with Luka on the team now, at Nico Harrison and Dallas's expense, are they officially title contenders as we approach the playoffs? And do we owe JJ an apology?
Well, y'all do. I said from the beginning of the season that what JJ Redick was doing with this team, with Anthony Davis, and now with Luka and this new look Lakers, JJ is up for Coach of the Year. Not saying that he should win it. I'm just saying he should be one of the top candidates for Coach of the Year. I said from the beginning, that's not. Yeah, that's not. They're number 2 in the West, and all of those teams in the West, including down to number 8, 9, and 10, they're all over 500. Unlike the East, from your argument last week talking about the Boston Celtics, but yeah, the conference is trash. The Western Conference is not trash at all, Nick. The other thing about this, Ken, and the reason why I'm saying definitively that they are a contender, I'm not saying that they're the favorite, but they are definitely a contender. Ever since the trade, and this don't make no sense to me because this is one of the aspects of the trade that I was questioning. They've been the number 1 defensive team over the last 6 weeks. And when you look at their roster without AD, you don't have a big down low that's a shot blocker, rim protector. But what they do have is elite perimeter size. You know what I'm saying? So at the wing positions, the shortest guy is 6'7". So we're talking AR-15, we're talking Luka, we're talking LeBron, we're talking Rui, we're talking Dalton Connect, we're talking about all of these plethora of guys. And that's why I said, I want to say, if it wasn't last week, it was the week before. This is the definition of positionless basketball. And they're playing it at the best that we've seen outside of Golden State in their heyday prime years. You know what I'm saying? This is what positionless basketball looks like. I also question Luka and LeBron, but LeBron is taking the back seat because he's never played with a playmaker like Luka. And Luka's doing Luka things, Ken, but their number one defense with a guy that we question his defense. That's the reason why they are contenders. And also they beat the teams that I felt would give them problems. Look at the game plan against Denver. That is JJ Redick. That's the reason why he's up for Coach of the Year. Not saying he should win, but
absolutely, he's not winning Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year is in Detroit, and it's not even close.
100%.
I was gonna say he's fifth, if anything, on that list. You got Boston, Boston, Cleveland, OKC.
Yeah.
No, I'm not putting Boston
Houston.
up there. They already won.
Houston.
I put Ime up there.
I say they're pretenders, and the reason why I say they're pretenders is not LeBron nor Luka. It's the others. I don't trust the other guys. I don't trust the Dalton Connects. Reeves is a pretty decent player, but I don't trust Jackson Hayes, who's a starter, Dorian Finney-Smith. Those guys, those names are the ones, because you're going to need them to make buckets and do things. When Dallas went last year, a lot of those others stepped up, the P.J. Washingtons and
the Dorian Finney-Smith.
Well, no. Jones. That was the guy that stepped up. It was a couple of different guys that played excellent. And I just don't see these guys on the Lakers doing that. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith was there, but he wasn't that. No. And what the Lakers going to need from him, he's not going to be able to do. I just don't see it.
I think there are pretenders. I don't owe no apology to JJ. He ain't done shit. Can let me know, has shit been done yet? They was quoting Kobe for Kyrie shit. Well, Kobe also said the job ain't done, bro. So until we're not even in the playoffs. Like Ken said, somebody can fart tomorrow and they number 9 in the West. You know what I'm saying? So that's how close the race is. So in my opinion, JJ's Coach of the Year if he gets into the Western Conference Finals. Until then,
not a playoff stat.
Huh?
That's a big if.
I'm talking about me. I'm not saying that's the award he's going to win at that time. I'm saying like he would be Coach of the Year to me if he takes that team into a deep playoff run. To Sheldon's point, we always talking about the stars in the NBA, but we never talk about the rosters. That's why I mostly gauge all my championship expectations based off the full roster. And I don't trust this roster at all. At all.
Trusted more than New York.
No, I do not.
Why not, Nick?
Just because LeBron is aging, he doesn't play defense the way as great as he does. Luka fat as hell, so he's still working himself back in shape. And anybody else you name, you could genuinely give a fuck. They try to trade away one of the guys that FIFO just named, and if it wasn't for somebody fucking up on their medical, we would be talking about Mark Williams as one of the key pieces on this team.
So explain them being number 1 in defense the last 6 weeks since the trade.
They play some bums over the last 6.
Some of them games a bum.
I said some bums. I didn't say all bums. I said some
bums.
But
so they played some bums, but they didn't. The other ones weren't bums, and they shut them down too. So explain that.
And so my explanation again: we don't ever judge teams based off the regular season when it comes to the NBA. We judge them based off a playoff series. So in one game, can they beat Denver? Fine. In one game, can they beat whatever the fuck? Fine. That's a one-off. The reason why we like the NBA is because unlike the NFL, it's a series. So you're going to prove who's the better team by game 7 if it gets there. I do not see this Laker team beating any of those top 4 teams in the West in a 7-game series. I'm sorry.
You know the reason why I vehemently disagree with both you and Shelton is that the Lakers are a Swiss Army knife, and they can adjust to these teams where these teams can't adjust to them. They don't match up to the Lakers, and that's the issue. Now, here's the thing. You want to talk about LeBron and not trusting LeBron. For 20 plus years, LeBron has been doing everything that you've seen him do in the regular season and increases it in the playoffs. For 20 years, he's done that. regardless of age. And Luka is the highest scoring player ever by playoff stats. So by average, not by totals. But at the end of the day, we have Luka that just is off of a NBA championship run. LeBron that is always basically in title contention.
Okay.
Remember, you just said Luka was a problem, though. So I thought you said it was a problem. Luka.
I said when he got to the finals, he was an issue. He ran out of gas. Just like Ant Edwards when he got to the Western Conference Finals.
So he fixed that.
That's why he got traded, right? According to your logic.
That's what you got LeBron is right? They're the number one defense. They have arguably 2 out of the top 5 best players in the NBA, and they balling.
Can I ask a question?
They're contenders.
Can I ask a question? The last few years, LeBron has played as great for his age, if not just great overall. And Sheldon, am I wrong? Didn't they have a top 10 player on that team last year that was better defensively than Luka?
Yep, better than Luka. Yes.
FIFA, did they win it? What? They went to the finals any last 3 seasons?
This is not them though. This is a brand new squad.
I'm just saying. You were talking about.
You're trying to justify your point off of a team that no longer exists. Team, the way that they're constructed, is a problem.
I'm trying to justify my point, and Ken, I'm gonna get to you. Based off saying LeBron is older and he doesn't play defense as well as he does, and Luka ain't never played defense well in period.
Still number 1 defense in the league.
So you expected me to believe this is basically the basketball version of Lethal Weapon, and we talking about Lethal Weapon 4 with Chris Rock. We ain't talking about the early ones, kid.
I need to see more. I definitely want to see how Luka fits in, and he fits right in. It's interesting watching him and LeBron at times just pick teams apart and find their open guys. And they got, he probably should know Dorian Finney-Smith, but he's played with Dorian Finney-Smith, so he knows exactly where he is and how to throw the ball to him. I think losing Austin Reeves is a big blow because Austin Reeves can ball. That white boy can play, and he's a big factor. So, to your point, bringing in Dalton Connect, who's a rookie, he only stepped in and put up 18 and 19 points the other day. But defensively, I don't know how good he'll be. They also Rui Hachimura has been out, but I think for what I'm seeing is they do present offensively some problems because you got 2 elite passers that could just pick apart teams on offense. And then there was one point where they were just playing with the other team where, LeBron was at the 3-point line. He was passing to Luka and then he passed it back to LeBron and passed it to Luka and pass it back. And then LeBron hit a 3. And it's like, what do you do in that situation? And they eventually took their chance with LeBron shooting the 3. But LeBron's three-point shooting has increased. But the reason why I wanted to interject is I want to say this point. Since January 15th, the Lakers are an NBA best 18-4. And during that time, JJ Redick has them at the number 1 defensive rating in the NBA, allowing 107.5 points per possession, 1.6 fewer than any other team, if you care about those stats. So this goes back all the way to January 15th, and this is how they've been playing. So it'll be interesting to see. I honestly really don't know. I need to watch more to see because OKC is going crazy out there right now. But they're playing well. They're playing well.
I got a question. In the playoffs, when players matter, like who has the top best players, is there anybody that the Lakers would face in a series where they won't have 2 of the best 3 players in the series? It's not. Okay. Gotcha.
Their big 2 is better than every other big 2 in the West.
Okay.
But if you take,
not saying that they have the best player.
I agree with that.
You could have said that last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with that. But where my issue comes in is 3, 4, and 5.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, that's fine. But in the playoffs, the top players matter. So if you couldn't say that last year because Luka is better than AD. If I got LeBron and I got Luka.
We were talking about, you said 2 of the 3 in a series.
If you ranking the top players,
LeBron and AD in any series was the top 2 going against
That's not
anybody. What team in the West last year had a better top 2 than LeBron and AD?
Nick, your point is correct, but the difference between this squad and that squad is LeBron is an elevator. We've seen that throughout his tenure in the Eastern Conference with Miami and with the Cleveland Cavs. Luka is an elevator. AD is not an elevator. AD is a receiver. AD is dependent on playmakers to get him the ball in positions to get easy buckets. Not saying that AD can't get his own shot. Of course he can. But AD is not a playmaker. AD doesn't make the people around him better from an offensive perspective. Defensively, yes, he covers up a lot of stuff, but offensively, Luka and LeBron make people around them way better, and that's the reason why I'm saying that they are contenders. Because you look at their perimeter size, they're going to put 4 guys out there 6'7" or better. There's not another team that can match that outside of Boston. Boston can match that.
Shelton, I have a question for you, and then we'll move on to the next. We'll go to an ad commercial break, and then we'll move to the next topic. I know it's a different team, and I know and different players, but last year, would you have trusted 3, 4, and 5 on Dallas's team with Luka and Kyrie to step up and make those shots the way they did, the way they caught fire?
I would have trusted
into the
them,
playoffs.
And just answering it honestly, I would have trusted them more. It's tough in LA. That's my only thing is it's tough playing in Los Angeles with the spotlight on. In Dallas, it was a lot less pressure because nobody expects you to be there. Ain't nobody really watching, but we know what happens in LA to these guys. We saw what happened to Gabe Vincent when he got there. We saw what happened to just about everybody that's joined that team. They've all kind of shrunk under the pressure of the lights. So it's kind of tough to play in LA with all the marbles at stake. It's just going to be tough. So that's the only reason I say yes for Dallas over these guys here now. Also, playing with LeBron is tough. We see what happens when you play with LeBron. You don't play better usually. Usually you shrink. Like they scared. Like, you know, a lot of these guys, we saw them fold from playing with LeBron.
I won't necessarily agree with what Shelton said. My concerns is there's hardly any, like when we get to these 7-game series, the defensive end, that effort, I don't think it's going to be enough for them to win 4 consecutive games as the playoffs go into we go deeper into the playoffs. And I truly don't know what kind of Luka we're going to get after that finals run, because again, the concerns was that he, doesn't keep himself in good shape. And to start off his Laker career, he didn't look like he was in good shape. Now he's looking a little bit better, but again, I just got to see it. And I think this year in the West, and you can make a case for anybody. I think right now we're just in Laker mode. We was just talking about OKC a few weeks ago. Some people was making the case for probably Denver. So it's like, I don't know. I just think that right now, until we see how the playoffs, what shakes in the seeding for all that, I think they just a second round team at best.
Gotcha. Well, AR has definitely had a lot of good moments in the playoffs. He's very comfortable playing with LeBron. Rui Hachimura, we saw him step up in the playoffs. He was an unsung hero for them as well. Jackson Hayes, I'm with you, Shelton, on him because he just be out there doing crazy ass shit.
Yeah,
I think those other guys are. I think they'll be fine. When you go to the bench, that's different. But I think the bench are averaging around 20 points now, off the bench. And Gabe Vincent is starting to even make shots. Even he's getting more comfortable taking him and making shots. He still looks crazy, but it still doesn't look pretty. But he's starting to settle in. But we'll see. We'll see. Still 20 plus games left, so everybody's playing for positioning right now. So it's going to be some pretty intense basketball coming up. So, but we'll leave it there, man. Let us know what you guys think on whether the Lakers are pretenders or contenders, and we'll move on to the next topic right after this quick break. If you are a fan of hip hop and love unfiltered discussions on the culture, check out Dead in Hip Hop. From album reviews to hip-hop debates, Dead in Hip Hop always keeps it real. Go to youtube.com/Dead in Hip Hop and search for Dead in Hip Hop or DEHH to subscribe now. Dead in Hip Hop, no politics, no BS. All right, we are back. So up next, we have on watch. And I'm can't wait to hear this. Yours truly. Y'all know it's gonna be crazy.
Is he queued up?
You up? Yeah. It's,
I said something there. We want me to do it live.
Hey man, don't be questioning Doc timing, man.
Hey, listen. I'm not used to the production upgrades. You know, Around the Horn got canceled, so we got to take their spot. But all right, I'll just say so on watch. What I have, y'all, I seen y'all in the chat. Y'all was talking about the Knicks and all that shit. But yes, the Knicks holistically are not on watch. There's only one particular person that I'm really interested in monitoring for the rest of the season, and that is Tom Thibodeau. I said this earlier on once they got the cat trade. I think me and FIFO agreed on this. This is Tom Thibodeau's make or break a year for me. You can't have all this talent. You can't be third in the West. You can't have the stats that we talked about last week as far as the record against the better teams of both conferences and think that you can just gonna keep your job and we're gonna keep it pushing next season. Nah, we need to get to the Eastern Conference. We, as far as the Knicks, need to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this season. Anything less than that to me is a failure with that roster and with the things that I'm seeing as far as how they're playing. They are bad at a three-point defense. They're a bad three-point defensive team, and you're going against Boston, who all they do is shoot threes. You're going to go against a potential high-powered Lakers team, potential high-powered OKC team. Like you got to be able to guard the perimeter. And then with the rotations, I'm still seeing him figure out the rotations. And I know we got a few games left of the regular season, but once the playoffs start, bro, you got to have that figured out. Now, I do give him credit for expanding the rotation. He's not playing everybody heavy minutes. He's actually expanding out to a 9-10-man roster when it comes to minutes. But this is a make or break a year for Tom Thibodeau. He's going to have to get up out of there. We got to get somebody. I don't know who it's going to be if he can't get this team there. Because last year they were close, but, close don't make it. So, yes, my on watch is Tom Thibodeau.
Damn, man, you turning on your team, bro.
Listen, Ken. I told you, Ken. I'm a Knicks fan. I ain't a Thibodeau fan. You know what I'm saying? That's what I keep trying to tell you.
It's different. It's different. Yeah.
If you wear the jersey, you know what I'm saying. I support the brand. Individuals can come and go. The only one that Melo's the only exception. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about that dude from Carolina, Shelton.
My guy.
Shelton, he gotta give that name.
Yeah,
bro. He absolutely gotta give that shit up with all that.
That's who on watch right there, Melo.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's but
he gonna be all right.
If they lose, then you're blaming Thibs. Got it.
Yes. Because Brun, the most clutch player in the NBA right now is quite a skip. FIFA, I know you seen the stats. I know you seen the stats.
I saw it.
The Knicks is one of the most clutch players. Shit, look, we y'all watching greatness right now. Face Golden State.
Knicks ain't going nowhere.
You know what I'm saying?
I just don't trust Cat, man. I can't get with Cat.
You ain't got to worry about Cat. You ain't got to worry about Cat. Brun is all you need. He the leader of the team.
Well, speaking of leaders, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Who at some point, man, I'm gonna have to maybe come on board. But the Cleveland Cavaliers right now are coming off an impressive win over the Celtics Friday in Boston, while the OKC Thunder have won 5 of their last 6 games and remain locked into the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Are we headed for Cavaliers versus Thunder NBA Finals? And which team is the least likely to make the conference finals or the NBA finals?
Hey, man.
The NBA hopes not. The NBA hopes we don't have Cleveland.
They do, Lou. You just don't know how bad. If you had asked me this Thursday night, I would have told you no. But shoot, watching them Friday when what did Boston go up like 22 to 5?
Yes.
It was something crazy.
It was 20 plus.
Yeah, it was. They went up 22, and it was in Jason Tatum. Watching Jason Tatum talk all that trash and then eat his words like that. That was wild. That was wild.
So,
This This Cavs team,
he is
man.
We got. So, kid, what happened to the Jason Tatum's marketing brand new? I don't know what happened to it. This dude really should be. He's supposed to be the face of the NBA. If we're really talking about it, he's really supposed to be any American born and all that.
They treat him like Drake, man. They treat him like Drake. That's what I get. I get a Drake-ish vibe,
That's
man.
a good one, Sheldon. That's a good one.
I don't. That's exactly. And I'm talking about everybody's making. You know, he can't win for losing right now. I don't care how well this team is playing.
He's got everything. He has everything except for MVP that you would want out of a player right now. He's a model. He's a model citizen for the Celtics. You don't hear no trouble, no drama. Like he got a baddie. He got a baddie on his arm with Ela May, kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what else could you really want from a basketball player? But no one respects him.
His mom a lawyer. He's everything that you wanted to play. And he's prototypical size. He can score. He can, he is what you want. You're right. You can't ask for no more.
No one cares.
For some reason, they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it. But like I said, watching this Cavs team, I really like the way they play basketball on both ends of the floor. I love the fact that they have, the two twin towers down low. They making things happen. For me, anyway, I like watching that because I've been a fan of that for a while, even since back in the day with Ralph Sampson and Hakeem. These guys, they're not on that level. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I like seeing two tall guys on the floor that both can play together and play off each other, and that's what they're doing well. You got D. Mitch leading the squad. Garland is playing much better than he has in the past. This team looks like they're ready. The bench is solid. Every aspect, they look like they're ready. And we know what the Thunder doing. The Thunder, we ain't even got to talk about them. Them boys is hooping right now. They look better than anybody else to me.
Underrated move, Mike Gansey, the GM of the Cleveland Cavs, right? Like they didn't talk about this, but DeAndre Hunter.
Yes.
DeAndre Hunter. And this is what I said about DeAndre Hunter when he was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks. They drafted him to be the second, maybe third best player.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, he's your, at best, on a good night, your third best player, but realistically, fourth, fifth, sixth best player.
Right.
And that's what he is on the Cavs. And that's what makes him dangerous because everybody on the Cavs right now is playing in position. Their number one option is D. Mitch. The number two option is Darius Garland. You got two big men that are both defensive focused, but one can hit a mid-range shot and at some point should be able to extend out to a three-point shot, a la Chris Bosh. To me, when I watch him play, I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. The youngin, the lefty, Evan Mobley. He reminds me of a young Chris Bosh. And I feel that, as time continues, he'll get better and better and better. But this team, the way that they're constructed, and Kenny Atkinson got them boys playing ball. They have them playing efficiently. They have them believing. And that's the reason why last week I was talking about they can give Boston a run. Boston is still the favorite because you can't disrespect the champs. They just won it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the way that the Cleveland Cavs are built, and again, I do like their coach. I like their front office. I like what they are doing. They learn from their years with LeBron. We got to spend some money. Mm-hmm. We got to make the right moves, and we got to open up the checkbook. And I agree with you, Shelton. Ain't nothing we got to say about OKC. Sam Presti has done the damn thing. The only thing I could question about Sam Presti is, has he hired the right coach? That's the only thing. When we're talking about personnel, we're talking about talent on the roster. We're talking about the moves. And then think about this. He's future-proof, right? They're not going to be able to draft all those guys that they have slated for with draft picks. But now you could go make a KD move in the offseason. You could go get Giannis. You could go get whatever it is that if they don't win. Ken, the second part of your question was, who do we expect to make the finals out of these two teams? Least likely or most likely?
Least.
I would say it's the Cavs. Least likely. Yeah, because they got to go through Boston. OKC, hey, if it ain't this year, I guarantee you it's next year.
I'm gonna say this. Sheldon, who's the Thunder's head coach name? First and last name.
That's
what I thought. So yeah, all this is gonna be off of SGA. Ain't nobody thinking about no Thunder. Nobody give a damn about the Thunder head coach. He ain't gonna
Neither does FIFO.
Yeah,
exactly over here. I don't know why. This is the first time I ever in the last 5 years, kids, somebody brought up the Thunder's head coach. We don't give a damn about that.
Mark Lee.
You just said to make a championship run that the coaches matter, and the only thing I said was the only question mark about Sam Presti is him hiring these head coaches. And his name is Mark. I can't say his last name.
Mark Lee. Mark Lee.
And FIFO, you're absolutely right. I say that about championship teams or contending teams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at OKC as that. So that's why I don't even give a damn about none of that.
But why are you being disrespectful?
Because if you take SGA off this team, Sheldon, who else they got that you?
They still a playoff team. Without SGA, they're still a playoff team.
J. Williams.
They're still a playoff team.
You talking about
they're not number one?
Birdman's brother. Ain't that Birdman brother on the court? He look
like
but he can play, bro.
He do look like Slim.
He do look like Slim. I didn't even notice that.
He can play though,
Yeah, he done came into his own. Listen. They fit they know their roles in OKC. That's the biggest thing for me.
Y'all must be selling drugs all y'all spare time because y'all be gassing up all these teams. Let me
ask y'all this.
OKC better than the
Knicks. Do you want to see FIFO? Do you want to see Cleveland and the Thunder in the finals?
I want to see the best squads, and if they make it through the East,
that's a Sheldon answer.
that's not
you're tuning in. You're not tuning in to a 6-7 game series with the fucking Thunder and the Cavs, bro. Nobody wants to see that, man.
Boston because it's the better storyline, and I think that they have an opportunity to become the next dynasty in the league. However, Cleveland is for real, and if they beat Boston, I think that they could beat anybody coming out the West.
That's fine. That was my question. My question is, do you want to see that?
I'm cool with seeing it. That's not my preference, but I'm cool with seeing it.
Exactly.
Yes, I am. I'm the basketball purist of the crew, dog.
And that's why I asked you. Even though you're a basketball fan, and these could be possibly the two best teams, nobody want to see Oklahoma City and Cleveland.
I'm cool with seeing Cleveland.
I wouldn't mind seeing
one or the other, not both.
So Spike, this is the reason why I be so disrespectful to your comments, especially in our group chat in terms of basketball. Because if you watch D. Mitch and Darius Garland play, Darius Garland has become over the last 3 years. I think he's arguably the most shiftiest player in the league, and now he has. I think last year when D. Mitch got to the squad, they had to figure it out, and at times it was clunky. This year, they are arguably the best backcourt tandem in the league. Like it's almost impossible to guard these guys.
They're too little.
Here go FIFO.
I do agree. I agree. I still feel like that. But from the offensive perspective, it's tough. Look, and this is why I love the Boston comparison, because what Cleveland brings offensively in the backcourt is what Boston has defensively in the backcourt with White and Jrue Holiday. So it's the perfect matchup. So I put it to you like this, Spike. I think if it's Cleveland Boston in the Eastern Conference, that's going 7 games. It's going to be one of the best series we've seen.
Yeah, off the back of Donovan Mitchell. But as far as to answer the question, the least between these two, I'm gonna say OKC. I think Cleveland will make it out.
Don't want to see OKC.
No. I'm saying like I think Cleveland would make it to the finals
before OKC.
Why is
that?
Because because Donovan Mitchell is that good. Right. And he's changed it. Hold on, if we're gonna give flowers to people, let's give flowers to people. He changed his whole franchise around. They haven't won this many games post LeBron era. You know what I'm saying? And he is the de facto leader of the team. And he's brought hope. He turned Evan Mobley into a household name at this point because everybody was thinking he was maybe a little bit overrated. His presence alone has brought the shine to Evan Mobley.
The only reason I disagree with you, Nick, though, is they got to go through Boston. And I think if you look at,
I didn't say they would. That's I'm just saying that between these two, who will make the finals run? I can see. I trust the Cavs squad more than I trust OKC squad. But I agree with you. Boston is still the team to beat.
That's the only reason I say OKC. I would say Cleveland because they got to go through Boston. That's the only reason I say that.
Well, I mean, they can go to New York too. There's multiple ways. I just don't think OKC has enough firepower as much people think. I think SGA is great, but he's just one man that you could count on to get a bucket. I don't trust nobody else on that team to get a bucket.
Nah, Nick.
You
nah.
like SGA or D?
I know
you, Nick.
Who? You already know Donovan Mitchell. The only person that I put above Donnie Mitchell right now is Brun.
That's SGA just had 51, bro.
And he did.
It's like the fourth 50-point game of the year.
That's fine. I seen Brun I seen Brun put up 40-50 in the playoffs. I ain't seen SGA do none of that. He lost to a fat white boy last time I seen it.
OKC got some. They got some guys that can score.
Who you trusting outside of SGA on that team, Ken? To get a bucket,
Jalen Williams, J Dub.
He's there, Nick.
Bro, man, he's legit, bro.
Nick, he's there
I'm not.
He's consistent.
I'm not saying he trash. I'm not saying none of that. I don't trust him in the playoffs though, because I ain't seen it last year.
Yeah, he's consistent, Nick.
But you trust Cat.
Yeah. I said I keep on bringing up Cat. I keep bringing up Cat
because Cat.
What name do I keep saying, Sheldon?
What?
Yeah,
Cat is integral. If Cat doesn't ball, they don't have a chance, regardless of what Brun does in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, Cat is gonna do Cat. He gonna get 20 and 10 at least.
And Cat's gonna do Cat, and that's the reason why them boys gonna be home soon. First, maybe second round.
We got Mitchell Robinson back. You know what I'm saying? up until tonight, because it don't look good for us tonight. Up until tonight.
Did he play tonight, Nick?
Y'all can't be Golden State, but you talking about beating Boston.
Listen,
in a series.
We coming off of a 3-game winning streak. All right, we was down by like 20. We was down by 20 something. We was down by 20 something with the Heat. We came back. You know what I'm saying? They still clearly tired from that matchup. And we don't have Cat. Cat was out today for personal reasons. I don't know what it is. I think I saw Jordan Woods outside these few days ago.
You got Mitchell Robinson.
You got Mitchell Robinson back though.
We need a full squad. We can't just go out here without pieces.
I saw Jordan too,
bro. Yeah, that's why he took a personal day for that.
You gotta take a day off out there.
Hey, Spike. Before we take a commercial break and go to the next segment, you made a face when FIFO mentioned KD.
Okay, yeah, I don't even know why we're talking about KD going anywhere. Like FIFO is like that. Why FIFO? Why do we care that KD goes anywhere? It's over for that. Like we seen him. He's right there. He's playing with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker right now, and they like 10th in the West.
First off,
and he chose to go there. Like, why are we giving KD so many passes for making so many bad decisions on his teams? And why do we think even moving forward that it would be different?
Because, okay, a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to say is this. KD is the consummate baller. Doesn't matter the situation. Doesn't matter the front office. That's not cap. That's 100%.
It is cap. He been getting away with that shit his whole career. Oh, I'm just a basketball player. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to do these things.
It don't matter if they have a point guard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The man's going to give you 25, 4, and 4. 25, 5, and 5, regardless of wherever he goes. He is the consummate baller. Now, what he is devoid of is leadership. Maybe we could say he is a little bit aloof. Maybe he doesn't have the fervor that it takes to galvanize a squad and be like, we're going to win a championship. He's not that guy. He's proven that over the time. But what he is a hired gun. And the other thing that I'm going to mention is the moment that they made the trade for Bradley Beal, I was one of the first people to say this is not going to work. Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are essentially the same guy, just 7 years difference in terms of age. They do the same thing.
Why don't you put any blame on KD for that though? Because LeBron
KD
James
comes
like that wouldn't happen on LeBron
is
James.
A different animal. Because LeBron is a
leader
of men. KD is not. And here's the thing,
that's
Spike.
Okay, that's my
hold
point.
On, Spike. Before you even got on Dead in Sports, and Ken can attest, I've always given KD the harshest criticism, especially when it comes to playoff series. I always mention the Memphis Grizzlies when they used to be called the Grindhouse, when they had Mark Gasol, when they had Zach Randolph, when they had Tony Allen, when they had Mike Conley, right? I called out KD at that point because that is prime KD. This point, KD, all we want from guys that are 35 plus is to be the best that you could possibly be, because we know that once you hit 35, for the most part, people fall down a cliff. But we've seen 3 people defy that age gap or that age line: Steph Curry, KD, and LeBron. That big 3 has been able to still perform at the highest level of basketball. And
I wouldn't even put him in the same conversation as LeBron and Steph, because Steph, now that they got Jimmy Butler, they are in consideration of being a playoff team that can make a run. LeBron, now that he has Luka, they are a playoff team that can make a run. KD is just KD, bro. He's like one of the most talented non-performing players that we've ever seen in our lifetime. Like, bro, that aloof shit, that getting excuses for being who he is, like, right, that's cap.
All I'm saying, Spike, is that he's a hired gun, and there are a whole bunch of playoff teams.
What's the difference between him and Jimmy Butler?
OKC.
Jimmy Butler been to the finals.
Don't do this.
Jimmy Butler been to the finals.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Hey, he been to the finals.
Don't do this, Lou.
Him and Jimmy Butler the same player, bro.
Don't do. I said don't do
What's
it,
the difference, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm saying Jimmy Butler has been to the finals recently,
bro.
Without
what
extra,
are you saying,
help.
Lou?
Man, KD need a Steph. He need, like, yeah, if he go play with somebody who's like Luka, like KD should go to the Lakers. That's where you go. Now that's where you're gonna thrive and be what you're saying, FIFO. But other than that, like, I'm not trying to get KD on my team. He's proven time after time he don't care. He don't give a fuck. You're not putting us over the edge, bro.
In OKC, I think he puts them over the edge, because you look at who they would have to play against in the East, and that's Boston. KD is a matchup
around my young talent, bro. I don't want
you
him
don't have to
that
give
type of energy around my young talent.
Like, the business of basketball means that you don't have to give up, and that's the reason why I was saying that.
I gotta give up. I don't want you in my locker room, bro.
Spike, not now. This is where your non-basketball analyst.
See, you try to always lean on that, but you know what I'm saying is right, FIFO. If you was a GM, you're not bringing dude around.
Yes,
depending on the we see what he did in Brooklyn. We see what he did in Phoenix. We seen all of these consistent places where I had to go be around greatness in Golden State just to win my championship.
Don't even do that, Lou, because this is, again, you treating KD like you treating J. Cole. All right,
that's who he is. That's a great analogy, because that's who the fuck he is.
J. Cole. He's better than that, because he at least showed up for the battle. You know what I'm saying? My thing is
win.
My thing
what
is,
battle did he show up for?
All them the Golden State Warrior dynasty. He showed up for that.
Yeah.
Without him, there is no Golden State Warrior dynasty.
Right, but I don't have to be the dude. Steph can be the dude. Like, he can take all the pressure. Then I can come out here and do what I'm supposed to do.
Steph was the heart and soul of the team, but he wasn't the best dude on the team when he was there.
That's fine. I'm just saying that KD didn't do anything where he came in and he hooped. He helped them win a championship.
Yes, I'm about to say, you about to know it.
I was going to go there. But I had to
let's move on.
Right, we are.
Bro, he compared, I don't think you would do this. He compared Jimmy Butler to KD.
No,
what's the difference? He said,
I might take Jimmy.
That's insane. That's insane.
Jesus Christ. All right, man. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Spike. You got the We Need to Talk, right?
Yeah,
Spike.
man.
All right. Hey, if you thought that was crazy, make sure y'all come back.
It's gonna be KD,
because he got more where that came from, I'm sure. We'll be right back. If you are a fan of gaming, then you need to check out Dead End Gaming. Dead End Gaming brings you honest reviews, hilarious moments, and deep dives into the conversations take place in the industry. No sugarcoating, just real gamers gaming. Check out Dead End Gaming, the world's most dangerous gaming crew, on Twitch or YouTube. Just look for Dead End Gaming ATL. That's Dead End Gaming ATL.
All righty, man. We need to talk, Sheldon. It ain't about LeBron James either. Well, actually, it is. I say that to say it's about LeBron James and Anthony Edwards. We need to talk about this whole face of the league and LeBron James saying that the media is harsher on their generation and more negative than they ever been. I like to remind LeBron James that they've been hard on the top players in the league since I can remember and started watching basketball. I can remember in the 90s watching Jordan and them saying he shot too much. He's never going to win a championship, and he wouldn't done it. I can remember them saying Kobe airballed in clutch moments, and he was never going to be as good as he was. I can remember them saying Shaq only can dunk the ball. I can remember Allen Iverson being criticized for what he wore to the arena. But LeBron James took it upon himself this week to say, oh, you know what, man, they way too harsh on basketball players nowadays, and they criticize us too much. This generation of basketball players, starting with LeBron James, they're way too soft in taking criticism as far as thinking they the only ones to get talked bad about. They've been talking bad about basketball players since the 90s. But LeBron James took it upon himself this week to say, man, the media is too negative, man. Like, nigga, toughen up. And he said that in the sense of Anthony Edwards saying, oh, you know what? I don't want to be the face of the league. Anthony Edwards, that's fine that you don't want to be the face of the league, but I don't think that's something that you ask for. That's something that just happens. You got the number one shoe at Adidas. You are their premier athlete. You are supposedly going out. Well, you are going out there every night and you're doing your thing. So you can't say it's not an elected into activity to say, I want to be the face of the league or I don't. That shit happens. So if he's going out there and balling like he's Anthony Edwards, then you can't avoid it. I know you don't want us to get into your personal life and all the things that you got going on. That's why you're trying to avoid being the face of the league. That's what's happening. But you can't avoid it, my nigga. That's what it is. So we need to talk about this generation of athletes and how they think the media is covering them and what they want from this game. Come on, guys.
Bruh. Sheldon, how many conversations are we gonna have about this generation soft? Like,
bro, did you hear what LeBron said? He's like, oh, they only criticizing us, bro. They ran Barkley out of Philly in the 90s because of criticizing. I don't want to be a role model. They dogged Kobe. They dogged Iverson. Every generation is getting dogged, but LeBron feels like it's only them.
They said the same thing too. They said Jordan said the same thing. Like, damn, I get criticized a lot. Or like people like
Jordan just stopped talking to the media. He was like, fuck it. Y'all gonna call me a gambler, excessive, whatever. I'm just not gonna talk to y'all.
Okay. And you would say that
LeBron is bitching. LeBron is bitching. Nobody else bitched about it.
He has all the right to.
They all bitched about it.
He has no right to.
So don't have
who else bitched about it? Who else bitched about it?
Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan. They all did. The difference. The difference.
I remember them doubling down.
The difference that I will give for LeBron's era and this newer era is social media. And I think when they say media, they're including social media in there. So yes, the pundits that are on TV, that's has always been the same, right? When you are in the media's, when you are a superstar or an all-star level player, you're going to get criticized. The difference today is that you have the Dead End Sports, you have the Dreamer Pro Show, you have all of these people that have never been in a locker room before, but have a take on basketball. And here's the thing. These NBA players, they watch us too.
Is that our fault, FIFA?
That's not our fault. But what I'm saying, though, Spike, is that the volume of
critics
is way more now that they have to deal with than what they had to back then. Back then, it was a news article and maybe 5 people on TV. Now we're talking thousands of people every day. And here's the thing. Back then, you could shut it off a little bit more. Now, you open up any social media app and your app mentions is crazy. You getting that like it's just a direct to player communication now that Michael Jordan and them boys didn't have to deal with. So that is the only. I don't disagree wholeheartedly with what you're saying, but the difference is that now they can see it and it's harder to turn off. That's all. But I don't disagree with you, Spike.
But the way that they digest it is a lot differently from how Barkley digested it, or Jordan, or Kobe, or Shaq, or AI. Like, they're complaining about it because they're used to being coddled because they're told they're the best thing since sliced bread since they're in the 7th grade in the AAU circuit and all of these things. And they think that everybody should be talking positively about them. Yes, there's a lot more media outlets talking bad about you, but that's on you. That ain't on us to be able to filter ourselves. We just talking about the game, bro. it just so happens that there are more people talking about the game. But for LeBron James to complain about it and say that's the reason that Anthony Edwards wouldn't want to be the face of the NBA, I feel like that's soft.
You already
that's
know
soft on his part, and that's soft on Anthony Edwards' part.
You said it perfectly why Anthony Edwards don't want to be the face of the league, Lou. So why you acting like you don't know?
That's another conversation. We know why he don't want to be the face of the league, but that's another conversation.
But that's what
we'll talk about that on With All Due Disrespect, not all dead in hip hop.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like I don't think it's a generational thing. I think this generation, I guess y'all included millennials and down, soft. I wouldn't say they are. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to do the things that y'all did back in the day because it's not required now. So why would I?
So they can,
you know what I'm saying? So that's go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, and shit, Shelton just shitted on LeBron James last week. Just as last week.
Just cause.
He has shit else to do.
That's it.
All right, he put LeBron James on watch in year 20. After scoring 50,000 points, he on watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no,
right,
that's
man.
a part of what we do. That shouldn't okay.
Yeah, let's move on. Up next, we got NFL, man. In the NFL, today is the last day for teams to place a franchise tag on a player they are still negotiating with for a long-term contract or to acquire more trade assets for the future. The Bengals have tagged T. Higgins once again, while the Chiefs have tagged offensive lineman Trey Smith. Between these two teams, which one needs the most reshaping for a potential Super Bowl run? And I want to add another thing in here real quick. News came out today that the Eagles bringing back Barkley. So
they gave him an extension. Yeah,
the contract
back in the league, right?
Yeah,
20 million a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
was
the brilliant thing about it, like Sheldon was saying, the brilliant thing about that is instead of them taking the $13 million cap hit next year, they're taking a $6 million cap hit.
Because they paying them all that now, right? They paying them the 20-something now.
Well, when you do an extension, you can lessen what the cap hit is in that year, which is why Howie Roseman is a beast at what he's doing. It seems fucking unbelievable.
Well, he's a beast because he has perfect timing and he kind of slightly underpays people when he can.
No, I didn't even underpay him, bro. He paid him.
I'm talking. Thank you. Like, no, he's not underpaying. What he's doing is he's paying them early. So by the time second year, third year comes, and those salaries increase, it looks like he's underpaid. But he was paid adequately for that time frame.
The time that he was in. And the perfect example, real quick, the perfect example for that is Dak's cap hit this year is $89 million.
I don't give a fuck about that.
And that's what I'm just saying to the point. That's because he paid him late. He paid him on the day of the season.
So what y'all gonna do in Cincy, bro, with T. Higgins? What's going on with that?
Well, last thing about Howie Roseman was that he underpaid Devontae Smith. That's what I'm trying to say because he paid him early.
He didn't underpay him. He paid him on time, and
he got a 3-year $50 million. He got a 3-year $50 million contract.
He paid him on time, and that's why it lined up. He paid for a number 2 wide receiver on time.
I was just gonna ask you a question, Nick. This you said which one is better? We just talking about these two teams, right?
Yeah, you can bring up other teams you want to.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, like with Cincy, unlike the Eagles, they do not pay their players early. They wait till the last minute
at all.
They pay some. What I wish is not going to happen, which it may happen, but I hope that they don't expect T. Higgins to play once again on this franchise tag. What I'm hoping is that obviously the franchise tag just means that no one else can pretty much talk to T. Higgins without trying to send him an offer that we'll have to match, and or we don't have to match it because we could again let him play the regular season and then let him just walk next year. But I hope that they get a contract extension if and or they make a trade with him for another team to get picks back, because that's the only reason why I would think.
You sound like a fan right now. You're not giving proper analysis.
Listen, I ain't done yet, nigga. Yeah, shit. You over here interrupting the shit. Should I say one quick?
You said enough, nigga. Like what you talking about is, man, you in La La Land, nigga. They want him to play for that franchise tag, nigga. I don't know what
I'm telling you the two options that they have, and I told you which ones I do not hope they do. I hope they don't just have him playing on the franchise tag because that's foul. That's not right to T because he can get hurt. He's already injury prone, so he can get hurt again and shoot the shit in his offseason, money that he can make for a long-term deal. Which is why I think there's going to be a trade that happens by draft.
Yeah,
I don't think, based on how he's been tweeting, based on what his mom's saying and other things, him and Jamar got the same agent right now. I don't see them. And it doesn't make sense. The more I think about it, ain't no reason to pay Jamar Chase. There's no reason for Cincy to pay Jamar Chase $35 to $40 million a year, and T. Higgins $28 to $30 million a year for two positions. It don't work. We've seen how shitty that defense is. You need to spend all that money on that.
Yeah,
to me, what helps me sleep at night is that we got Joe Burrow. We have a franchise QB. He getting paid all that money. You know how I feel, Sheldon. Once you get paid, no excuses, bro. You already got Jamar still gonna be there, which means that we'll have a top 5, top 10 player on our team. Go ahead and do it with Jamar.
Step up. Yeah, Burton would have to step up in that number 2.
Yeah.
Or you can bring in Devontae Adams on a cheap deal if you can.
Exactly.
Hopefully he want to play with him. But yeah, it's time to let T. I'm with you. I ain't saying that he's the answer because I don't think he's that anymore. But still, T is going to get traded. I believe Higgins is gone. I think that they're going to have to trade him because he's not going to play on this franchise tag. There's no way he's going to sit out like Ayuk did. He's not coming out there and playing on a franchise tag 2 years in a row. And I don't think they have enough to sign him for long term. So they're going to get rid of him.
Y'all think that T. Higgins can afford to sit down and not play on a franchise tag?
Yep. Yeah.
For a whole season, no. I don't think.
No, not for a whole season, but he can force their hand.
How would he force their hand?
Same way Brandon Ayuk did. The same thing Brandon Ayuk did. They did the same thing. He sat out. He got more than Brandon.
Brandon Ayuk came crawling back. They ain't for shit. They offered him the same bread that they did last time. He was like, I just don't want to go to New England. I thought y'all would pay me more money. They didn't. With Higgins, to me, it's like I don't see. The Bengals keep going to that couch cushion and trying to see where the change is at. It ain't there. Like, I don't think it makes sense to pay. I do not want the Bengals to pay premium price for number 1 and number 2 wide receiver when you've seen the defense is bottom 5, if not bottom 2. Like,
I'm sorry that they got to draft better, bro. Because you look at the LA Rams and what they've been able to do with that defense, right? They have one of the best young defensive cores, and that wasn't bought, that was built, that was drafted. And that's the issue with the Bengals here, is the fact that they have not been able to draft adequately, either on the offensive line particular, because the skill positions they've been pretty good at, but defensively they haven't been able to draft. And that's the way that you build up these rosters. And then the caveat to that, right? Once you draft these guys, Spike, you got to pay them early. You can't wait to pay them. That was the issue now with T. Higgins, right? You put him on a franchise tag, the number just keeps going up and up and up. If they would have paid him 2 years ago, right now you would have been saying they underpaid him. Facts. And that's the issue. So number 1, the Bengals need to draft better, and number 2, pay your guys early. But
especially
in terms
when
of
you need it.
That's Sheldon, you could copy and paste that to the 31 other teams.
I was gonna say,
what are you talking about? Like you think like,
you can say
we just talked about the Eagles, and y'all saying Devontae Smith was underpaid. But what happened was Devontae Smith got paid at the right time, and now it looks like he underpaid, but he cool with it because we paid him when we were supposed to. If y'all had paid T. Higgins when y'all were supposed to, y'all wouldn't be in this position. Just like with 100%. Dallas, if we had paid Dak when we were supposed to, or CD when we were supposed to, we wouldn't be in this position.
And if I put $100 in a Bitcoin in 2008, I'll be a billionaire right now, Lou. But
but you're talking like some miracle is going to happen, and some team is going to want to come trade for T. Higgins, or he going to sit out. He's going to go play for that franchise tag, and then next year he's going to be a free agent. That's what's going to happen.
First of all, I'm just saying, like, y'all not saying anything special by saying draft better.
You not needing your players. Maybe we'll trade him. And like, nigga, no, he finna go play for that $25 million.
Bro, he is not playing on. He is not. I don't see. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense. I'm talking about for me, like as far as strategic wise.
Who have y'all seen sit down and not play for a franchise tag? Other than
I ain't saying play the whole season, but I'm saying you're gonna hold out, and that causes problems in itself. I'm not saying he's gonna sit out the whole season. I'm saying he's not going to
go play football for that money. I don't know what you're talking about whole season, nothing, Sheldon. He will be on the field for that money next year.
I'm saying he's going to get traded. The smart thing would if you're not able to re-sign him for a long deal, that's reasonable. then trade him. That's why they signed him on a franchise tag, so they can trade. It's a sign and trade.
Fan, Nick.
I'm speaking in reality.
No, you're not. The owners and the GM are not thinking that way, bro. We franchise tagged you because that's what the rule calls for. You are going to go out and play, or you're going to sit down and not make any money.
No, we
Like,
franchise.
those are the two options, bro.
No. We franchise tag you so that way you don't just walk and we get nothing for you. You are at least the two options you either got, at least that we're gonna offer you, is that we're gonna move you somewhere else and get some assets back, or by week 6, week 7, you're gonna play on the tag.
The assets that you're gonna get back. Somebody just got traded for a 5th round pick.
Debo, he's better than Debo.
Samuel. Okay, no, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Right, like as a wide receiver, he's way better than Debo. However, do you really think that you're going to get a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick? You're not getting no 2nd round pick. That's
you can easily get a 2nd round pick.
No,
for
you're not going to get it. You know why? You know why, Nick? Because I won't give up the 2nd round. He'll walk, and I'll just sign him. Why am I going to give you a 2nd round pick? It makes absolutely no sense. You're going to get a 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or a plethora of lower end picks. What are you going to wait, hold on, Nick. What are you going to do with that instead of T. Higgins? Pay fucking T. Higgins, pay Jamar Chase, pay the white boy on the D line that me and Ken had as defensive player of the year, and you did too, but you did it out of fandom, and then draft. And if your scouting department and your GM isn't good enough, clean fucking house, because we've seen other franchises be able to do it better than you.
Shelton, I'll say 2 things to what people say, because I gotta talk to you. I can't talk to him. One, he over here spending somebody else's money. He ain't coming out of his bank account for what? He just saying pay all these niggas like we just like the Bengals or the Giants or one of these rich NFL franchises. They broke. So they ain't got the money to pay all these motherfuckers. That's why they let
them sell the fucking team.
And then number 2 is my thing is, again, it doesn't make sense to pay so much on one side of the ball when the other side they scored over 30 points, FIFO. And T. Higgins wasn't in all those games either. They were averaging like 28 to 30 points a game, and they were still losing.
Draft better.
Because they were giving up 30 plus points on the other side. So no, I don't understand what it means to like just pay these niggas. Like paying them didn't help, or having them on this team didn't help us get to the playoffs, did it, Shelton? You reminded me of that all week. So then what you saying throw more money at the issue and that's gonna solve it? No,
yeah, T. Higgins ain't worth 29, 25 million or whatever they giving him.
As the number 2, hell,
26.
And my thing as a GM, if you as a GM, if giving up a 2nd round pick for T. Higgins, if you're not willing to do that, then I question you as a GM. Because what other second round
GM is giving up a 2nd round pick for T. Higgins?
What
I can get a receiver in the draft?
Not like T. Higgins right now. You can get a receiver as productive as T. Higgins right now.
Just as impactful as T. Higgins in the draft. Yes.
No, you're not.
Receiver is one of the easiest positions to draft.
No, it's
not giving you a
ask the Steelers,
bro. I'm not giving you a 2nd round pick for T. Higgins, and I have to pay him $25 million. Nobody is going to do that. What? I don't understand what you're saying,
picks, bro, or 2 4s or some shit like that.
Might get a 4th.
Whatever you're gonna get in compensation is not gonna equal to T. Higgins.
If I'm Washington, if I'm Detroit. If I'm anyone,
I got Debo. I don't want T. Higgins. I got Debo now, and it was a 5th round pick.
First of all, Debo only gonna play 5 games. We already know that.
I don't need him to because I got Terry McLaurin as my number 1. I got Debo as my 2. I'm not giving T. Higgins $20 million to come to my. Nobody is giving him that much to come to their football team.
So
maybe the Chargers. Maybe.
So I know how y'all feel about. I know how y'all feel about.
Teams will give them the money. They're not giving up the draft compensation and the money.
Anything else the Chiefs side of this story?
The Chiefs side is what I wanted to get to, because this is what I'm just planting the seed as far as the thought, as far as FIFA. You talking about drafting? Chiefs haven't been drafting that well on one particular side of the ball either, and that's offense, particularly offensive line. So we thought that they solved their issues in that Super Bowl against the Bucs. Shelton, we saw once again that the issues wasn't solved because Patty was getting hit crazy all through the Super Bowl, and he just looked horrible. So my thing is, moving forward, it's an early on watch, Ken. I ain't gonna put it there yet. Kansas City front office. I ain't gonna say the Kansas City Chiefs themselves, but the Kansas City front office is on watch. Because they signed that man to a 10-year deal because they said like Tom Brady can. Oh, we gonna move the money around. You gonna get paid. We gonna sign all these guys. They've been letting people go left and right. Orlando Brown, Tyreek Hill, what's his name? FIFA, the corner that who's with Tennessee now? L'Jarius Sneed. They could have used them in the Super Bowl, couldn't they, Sheldon?
They sure could have.
So, like, I'd rather have Doc McStuffins than McDuffie in that Super Bowl.
You are tripping.
So my thing is the Kansas City Chiefs front office on watch. They better draft well this season. And if anybody's trying to get Devontae Adams, I'm Kansas City.
I put it to you like this, Nick, and I mentioned this during the Super Bowl and all of that when we were covering the NFL more heavy. Louis Riddick, I love what he said. He said, when you have to make two moves to cover one problem, you have a major issue. And when the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're not talking in context, Kansas City hasn't necessarily been the best in drafting O-line, but their O-line wasn't an issue until it got injuries, right? And we know that O-line in the NFL is arguably the hardest position one of the hardest positions. And I'm not, because quarterback is harder to get right, but it's one of the hardest positions to get right, especially 5 big dudes, you know what I'm saying, on the same accord to do one thing, right? That are arguably the most unathletic people on the field at any given time. Once, and you know, I'm already bad with names. Once their left tackle got hurt and they had to move a guard to left tackle, that was it, especially going against the Eagles. Now, I don't disagree that they do need to draft at least one other O-lineman to just have some reassurance. But let's not act like their O-line was just shitball this entire time. Their O-line got shitball once they had injury, so maybe they don't have the depth that they need to, but they're not shitball. Now, Ken, I want to go back to the actual question. Who needs to retool more? The obvious answer is the Bengals, because they didn't make the playoffs. Kansas City was in the Super Bowl again. And who's to say that they're not going to go again next year, regardless if Kelsey does or does not come back, regardless if they do get an O-line or they don't get an O-line. Not saying that they're going to win a Super Bowl, but we know that they are in contention. The Bengals are the biggest question mark here.
Okay. All right, well, we'll leave it there. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back for worst of the week. That'll be me. I got y'all this week, and then we'll have FIFO's power rankings. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a quick second.
If you're looking for real conversations and motivations to be your best, then you have to check out Another Week in the Books. Another Week in the Books with Spike, Lou, and Rich is your go-to podcast for growth and community. Plenty of dope conversations take place week to week as they inspire each other to be better through conversations. Another Week in the Books, wherever you get your podcast.
All right, man. Hey, the worst thing I saw last week was Ja Morant. And I know when we did the show Tuesday, y'all were talking a lot of crap about, oh man, he went off and he must have been watching and he won that game for, against the Suns or whatever, this, that, and the other. Did we see Ja Morant play? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all he will be hurt soon. He will be hurt soon, and he already missed a game last week with the injury, a shoulder injury at that. And he's questionable to play tomorrow. The worst thing I saw, the worst performance I saw last week was Ja Morant, because he didn't perform last week. And I'm going to be quick and succinct, and I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm trying to tell y'all that this is a thing. This is the issue, and y'all need to be paying attention. I'm warning y'all right now. So that's it. Ja Morant, worst performance of the week, because he never showed up on the court. so yeah. Up next.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
What's your beef with? Go ahead, FIFO. You on mute, FIFO.
I mute myself. So the power rankings this week are the greatest final runs by player. You know, keeping it to the NBA. I may do a draft, NFL draft one next week. You know, we don't know. But stay tuned for next week's power rankings. But today we're talking the greatest player final runs. At number 5, I got Dwayne Wade in 2006. He averaged 27.2 points, 6.7 assists, and 5.7 rebounds in the regular season, all increased during the playoff runs. 28.4 points. And he Ken, you're gonna love this. He averaged 34.7 points in the finals. So not like he took his scoring average 7 points in the finals. And if you watch all the youngins, I know we got a lot of youngins that watch us. Go back, he went into God mode. There's not many players that we seen go tap into what D Wade tapped into to win that first championship in 2006. All right, at number 4, the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, in 1993. Now, here's the thing. I'm gonna start off with the bad first. In 1993, the Bulls were down 2-0 to the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jordan was abysmal. Jordan was shooting less than 30% from the field. Scottie Pippen needed to have a big series against the Knicks for them to overcome the Knicks. But we're talking about finals run. Jordan that season averaged 32.6 points a game and increased his playoffs scoring to 35.1 points a game. Now, the reason why I added this one was because who did they play in the finals in 93? None other than MVP Charles Barkley.
Oh, the Suns.
With the Suns. And if you watch that series, Michael Jordan took it up into a whole nother gear against that Phoenix team, because we know that MJ takes things personally and he wanted that MVP that Charles Barkley got. All right. At number 3, I'm giving you a 2-for-1 special. Kobe and Shaq in 2001. Now, here's the thing. Both these guys, and you know I like to round up, but I'm going to give you the actual number. Kobe averaged 29.4 points per game and Shaq averaged 30.4 points per game. And the main reason why they're at number 3 is because they lost one game that entire playoff run. They swept the Blazers. They swept the Kings, and we're talking about the best Kings team ever. We're talking the Pager, we're talking C Webb, we're talking that squad. Also, the Blazers, we're talking about that was the jailbreak Blazers right there. We're talking Arvydas Sabonis, we're talking Rasheed Wallace, we talking Bonzi Wells, we talking James Stoudemire, we talking Scottie Pippen. We talking a crazy squad, and they swept them boys, and then they swept the Spurs. So Tim Duncan and all of them guys that everybody always had high up on their list, swept them guys too. And then AI came through one game 1, but that was it. Them boys only lost one damn game the whole fucking playoffs. Number 2, 2016 LeBron. LeBron averaged 25.3 points per game in the regular season. He went okay, I'm gonna give you the whole stats. 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists during the regular season. In the finals, he averaged 29, 11, and 9, and came back down 3-1. And we know about the chase down block. Now, I'm not saying he ain't need Kyrie, but you're not even sniffing the finals if it wasn't for LeBron, and you're not coming back 3-1 if it's not for LeBron. So that's why he's there solo. And number 1, we're not even going to talk stats. We're going to talk who he beat. That's Dirk Nowitzki, and it's not even close. In the first round of the 2011 playoffs, Dirk Nowitzki beat Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge. And this was, I want to say pre-injury Brandon Roy. This was like Kobe number 2 Brandon Roy. We're talking LaMarcus Aldridge, 20-plus points a game. LaMarcus, the fadeaway, couldn't stop him. Swept them guys. Round 2, they played Kobe and Paul Gasol. Kobe and Paul Gasol were both all NBA players, and they are coming off of a championship. Swept them guys. Then, in the Western Conference Finals, goes up against OKC Big Three, where they had 3 Hall of Famers. I shouldn't have to name them because all 3 of them are still playing right now. Gentlemen swept them guys. Then in the finals, the Big Three of the Miami Heat, LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh, beat them boys 4-2. So to me, that is the greatest finals run in NBA history.
That's a great argument for Dirk's run, because that was the last of a certain greatness that we saw from those other teams, like Brandon Roy and them. We never seen them like that again. I think that was Phil Jackson's last year with the Lakers, like his last iteration with Lakers. That was clearly the last iteration of OKC. Like everything changed after that finals run with Dallas.
And Nick, and I'm gonna add this to it as well. All of those teams that we named that Dirk beat all had an all-star team member or an all-NBA performer. Dirk had neither that year. He didn't have an all-star teammate and did not have an all-NBA teammate.
You didn't put Kyrie with LeBron James. Kyrie was that the 3-1?
I already said why I did not put him there, Ken.
Yeah, because he hates.
That's a good list.
That's insane,
I would say
bro.
though.
I don't care what you said. That if you're gonna double up Shaq and Kobe,
you gotta do Kyrie.
3-1 does not happen without Kyrie.
Because here's the thing. In my opinion, the Cleveland Cavs don't win without LeBron and Kyrie. I don't disagree there. However, you don't get to the finals without LeBron at all, because LeBron carried that team throughout the finals, and when they got to the finals, Kyrie stepped up and he matched them. But that was just in the finals.
What does it mean if you get there and you don't win?
Nick, this is my list, man.
I just want to ask about. I want to ask about.
Hold on.
What about 94 Hakeem?
Let Doc talk, because you ain't saying shit, Lou. Go ahead, Doc.
So Dirk #1, and he won the championship. And Nick, you was wrong, by the way, because OKC stayed together because they went to the finals the next year after that. So you was wrong about that. OKC they played this.
I'm saying that was the end of that era.
Don't try to explain it, nigga.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
That's the end of the era, nigga.
But even
like I said, what's the point of getting to the finals if you ain't win, nigga? You don't remember that?
even with Dirk's run, I mean, the biggest piece of him winning is LeBron. So how can he have #1 if LeBron just didn't show up?
We ain't doing that.
It was more than LeBron just not showing up. If you watch that, Dirk just took over, and that's the reason why I didn't even like talk of the stats. But you look at his points per game, you look at his efficiency. Nobody could stop Dirk, and he was a one-man show.
Yeah. I get your point, but a big piece of that is LeBron he melted down. Like he just didn't show. Like LeBron admits that, and like I feel like it's a more competitive series if LeBron even shows up at 80%. But LeBron
that was the Delonte West debacle thing, huh?
Yep.
No, that was when he was in Cleveland.
Oh, so that wasn't it.
No,
LeBron didn't show up, and Dirk did, and Dirk didn't have the help that LeBron did. Okay,
but I'm not saying what Dirk did was great, but I'm just saying there's a big piece of why he won that championship is because LeBron just didn't show up. Like, so it puts a dent in it as far as like him having the greatest finals runs. Is like, well, you didn't in the finals, you didn't even have a full-fledged squad to play against. Like,
well, it doesn't, in my opinion, because of every Hall of Famer that he offed. He offed Paul Gasol, he offed Kobe, he offed.
That's one team.
Okay, he offed Brandon Roy would have had a Hall of Fame career if he didn't get hurt.
Aldridge was soft.
Yes. Yeah.
Not during that time. LaMarcus Aldridge was a dog at that time.
No,
Thank you.
Wasn't.
Yes, he was. Okay. So he had 3 Hall of Famers, and then Miami has 3 Hall of Famers. So he knocked off the most Hall of Famers on any finals run. If you look at it, go back in the history. Nobody knocked off more Hall of Famers on their run to a championship than Dirk.
I got to look into it. I got you, but I don't know, man. Having Dirk #1 is kind of shaky.
I see why he does though.
Yeah, it's not shaky at all. It's not,
trust me, not shaky. Ken, my question is 94 Hakeem though. Why is he not on this list?
I have no idea why he's not on this
94
list.
Hakeem. That Rockets team right there.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He should be number one.
Somewhere on here, like 94 Hakeem got to be on here.
Yeah, we know you think
Somewhere.
Number 6. I put him
Hakeem
somewhere. We can't do top 10. I'm limited to 5.
Nah, it ain't even top 10.
He shouldn't even be. That's what we're saying. He should have been in 5. Hakeem would destroy Dirt.
Yeah, like 94 Hakeem.
But this is not a one-on-one
monster.
This is not a one-on-one, like who's the best player.
I ain't saying it is. I'm just saying the record, like what Hakeem did to get to the finals and win the year 94, that was special. And I'm thinking it may have been more special than one of these 5. That's all I'm saying.
Nah,
I would say so.
Dirt.
Yeah, it's probably Dirt. Yeah, you're going to take out Dirt.
Nah. Go back, bro. Look,
Hey, one more thing. Now that I think about it,
champions.
now that I think about it, you ain't even put Zeke on there, and Zeke knocked off Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic.
Damn.
89 Pistons. 89 Pistons. That is right.
I was gonna say the only people that you can say that knocked off more Hall of Famers were those older teams because they had more Hall of Famers on the squad.
Got to do with it.
Hey, I'm just messing with FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA don't acknowledge the 80s.
I think
he said we done with the 80s.
I was born in the 80s, bro.
Hey, Zeke and Hakeem have to be on this list somewhere. Yeah. I like this list. You're right. It's great for your generation. For an old nigga like me, Zeke and Hakeem have to be on here somewhere.
FIFA, what you say? What can Lou do? Lou can make his own 5.
He sure can. He sure can.
All right, man. Let's jump into these super chats and get out of here. Shout out to Rob who said, y'all gonna put a 25% tariff on my super chat?
Absolutely.
Yes.
35.
Yes, nigga.
America, watch out, bro.
America. You gotta start
going crazy.
We should come out with a coin, Ken. Dead end coin.
For real.
Dead end coin. You need the dead end coin. Can't do that, man.
Hey, man. Hey. Warriors are back 9-1 in the last 10 games. Who they beat tonight? They play tonight?
I don't know who they played.
Yeah,
who
they trash ass Knicks.
They beat a hurt team. They beat a hurt team.
Are they back? Y'all buying it?
Hey, they got a superstar.
I'm buying Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they got the superstar. Hey, Sheldon, since Jimmy got traded, they ain't been looking different.
Hey, they might as well have KD. They might as well have KD.
Here you go, man. Okay. Right. Shout out to Steph. Steph probably glad he back. Birdman, that don't watch shit last week. Shelton, you on powder.
Birdman heard what
killing
I told
you
him.
For that, bro.
They know I don't kill.
Rob Costa with more Luka hate. Top of the evening, everyone. Luka Doncic is walking triple-double, 10 beers, 10 burgers, and 10 donuts.
That's funny.
Yeah, Rob don't like Luka.
Hey, man. RKF Master, shout out to all the Cowboy fans that won this Luka trade.
Fuck off.
That's been Lou's word of the day.
I know you rewatching Succession or
I've
something.
been watching Succession. that's like fuck off.
My thing is, it's shitty to be a Dallas fan. Period. Right now, bro. All you had was Luka. If you had Luka, like, bro, at least, the Cowboys shit, we can go to the basketball game. Now
that's why Lou was talking about hockey. He gonna start watching the Dallas Stars.
And we didn't get a hockey update at all this week.
None.
Did you watch any last week?
I didn't say I was watching it. I said the Four Nations shit was good. I didn't say I was tapped into it.
What about college basketball or whatever? You watch Big Thunder? What's her name? What's the girl that be posted in the chat?
No, but I watched Juju against USC when she had 8 blocks and 30-something points. I did watch that. And I watched the hockey game that was in Ohio State's.
The shoe? Yeah, the horseshoe.
I did watch that.
Okay.
Versatile, Ken. Versatile. Bro. It's no NBA.
The Beans, why is everybody trying to give JJ Coach of the Year and not JB Bickerstaff with the pick?
I don't know.
Nobody is trying to give JJ Coach of the Year.
What I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, FIFA came out the top. He said, "Look, nigga, I have him as Coach of the Year if it came down to it."
So, see, and it's your own people that throw you under the bus and change the narrative. I said JJ Redick is a candidate. I didn't say that he was the coach of the year. It'd be your own people, Ken. It'd be your own people.
That's what I heard, Sean, because I don't know why he even brought up coach of the year with anybody could be a candidate
because he's in consideration. He's in contention. No, he's in contention. He should be a top 3 coach of the year, but I'm not saying that he should win it.
I don't even think he's top 3.
And that's where we disagree, and that's why you change the narrative. Be your own people, man.
We the boys. Katie is the worst player GM of all time, and
that's because he don't care. He don't even. He don't have no input. Niggas,
Birdman at 5-0. For KD to reposition his legacy, he needs to go back to KC and help win a chip. If they fail this season, would slightly resemble LeBron going back to Cleveland. That actually would be pretty cool if he did that.
Cool narrative. It's a good narrative. I like it.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool if he did that. However, he doesn't need his legacy is cemented. He is going down as a top 20 player all time.
He will. I don't disagree with that.
He's a new age LaMelo. I mean,
oh my god.
No, he's not.
LaMelo can't even win games, bro.
He's a new age. He's a new age Bernard King. He's a new age Bernard King.
I'm just talking about the scoring for Melo. Knicks.
Carmelo. Real Melo.
I didn't say. I didn't mean to say.
Telling you, the son of greatness. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be playing at Syracuse. I'm gonna get my tickets.
That's it.
Kai and Anthony, kid.
Nick. We got to catch the game.
Yeah, Marty McFly, the NFL, MLB, nor hockey would allow Shaq and Chuck on the air, not knowing starting lineups of contending teams is bad for the game.
No, it's not. It is. I hate when we give the media too much credit for what the real people are really doing. If they not watching, this is why I asked people about we asked about the OKC head coach name today. We got a lot of people here that watch the NBA. Most of y'all niggas can't name them. There's a lot of people you can't name in the NBA. That don't mean that it's bad for the game when they making fun of it. Like,
nah. You want to report, you watch report. You want entertainment, you watch the show.
Exactly.
And Donovan said we heard more about LeBron Ball's foot being cut off than LaMelo's horns. That's messed up, bro.
Donovan, you wrong with it.
That's messed up. Hey, last one we got here. It is true. It is true.
This was gonna be my we need to talk about. I'm glad he brought this up.
Yeah, there's a Shedeur hate campaign going on, praying for the brother. Too many analysts hate his confidence and last name.
Absolutely.
No, they hate the highlight reel.
No, stop, man. You stop joking, Nick. It's disgusting. They hating on him because he's a confident young black brother that got money, and they want him to be something else than he is. They want him to come like they want him to be like, they want him to bend the knee, and he not gonna do it. I'm Shedeur Sanders. I got money already, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna come in here and act like I'm somebody that I'm not. They've been hating on him. They try to call him arrogant. That's hating.
Lou, what's his best game?
All these old ass white men. I don't give a fuck about the best game shit. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. They hating on him. They hating on him because he able to go in there and be like, I don't need y'all. All these old ass white men hating on him.
That's all it is. Go check out Josina Anderson. About it.
What's the best thing that Shedeur do on the field?
Shut up, Nick. Cut nigga Mike.
Just ask a question.
Win games. That's what he does.
You said win games before.
Like he said, like he told y'all in the press conference, everywhere I went, I made it better. I went to Jackson State, I made it better. I went to Colorado State, I made it better. I'm gonna come to y'all, whatever it is, and I'm gonna make it better as well. Y'all stop hating. All these old ass white men. All these old ass white men hate to hear a young black man talking like that, and it's a shame. They talk about he's not even going in the first round now.
Sheldon, just because you in a room full of 5s and you a 7, don't mean you a 10. Nick,
you setting back the black culture generations by doing this. I want you to
listen
by trying to be funny. Like niggas is hating on Shedeur Sanders because
he's talking too much, Spike.
The facts.
Look who his daddy is, Ken. We expect
his daddy can talk.
His daddy did the same thing.
His daddy can talk, Lou. I'm with you on that.
Did he talk that much in Colorado? He did not.
Yes.
Did he talk that much after that bowl game? What did he say after the bowl game?
He been talking like this. These white men just hating on him because he got confidence. It's okay. It ain't.
That's all. That's the best thing he do, Lou. He got the most confidence in the draft.
I can't wait till he ball out on y'all. I cannot wait till we doing this show next season and Shedeur's balling. Nick, you gonna have to log off. You gonna have to log off, Nick, because I'm gonna make you remember this shit.
I'm not saying
swear to God.
But it's funny to me when we talking about a game where it's all about stats and what have you done for me lately. You can't tell me nothing about Shedeur on that side of the thing. You can't.
We at the end of the show, so I don't even have time. But I swear,
I
cannot wait. I cannot wait till next year when he balling, and you have to be like, nah, I was wrong.
Listen,
I'm gonna make you log off. I'm gonna make you log off, Nick. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make you log off.
I told you when the level that I have Shedeur is at worst he should be Geno Smith. At best he could be CJ Stroud. Either one of those at this point is still iffy.
All right. I'm telling you, Shedeur gonna be that dude. And they are hating on him, and they being old ass white men by trying to say that he's too confident and he got too much charisma or whatever the fuck it is they said about him.
He probably is too confident. Racist. What he got to be confident for?
Racist, bro.
What
that. That's racist.
What he been
watch? Stop that, bro. Stop that, bro.
You said what?
Bro, the NFL is different. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll see.
Ken, Nick, I hear y'all right now, and I cannot wait till he ball out in the NFL because he gonna do it. He is going to do it.
He can ball out in Madden all he want to.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Right, y'all go watch this Trump speech. That's what y'all do.
Oh, hell no. All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for us, man. This week, we appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and give us feedback. Give us feedback on the new format of the show. We'd love to hear you guys. And we'll catch you guys next week. We are out. Peace.
Peace.